Welcome to Manila. Updates TV. Please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for more updates. It was a morning like any other, until the news broke. Philippines officially names. Part of South China Sea as West Philippine Sea flashed across television screens and news sites. In classrooms, offices, and homes, Filipinos paused to listen. This name, familiar to some and new to many, was suddenly on everyone's lips. Reporters rushed to the shorelines of Palawan and Zambales. Fishermen were interviewed, pointing to the horizon. "That's the West Philippine Sea," they declared, with pride and a touch of defiance. The world watched as a nation staked its claim, not with weapons, but with words. The announcement was not just a matter of geography. It was a statement of identity, of history, and of national resolve. A new chapter was unfolding, one that would shape how a nation saw itself and how it was seen by the world. The power and meaning of place names. Who decides what we call a place? Is it the people who live there, the government, or the world maps printed in distant countries? Names are never just labels. They carry memory, culture, pride, and sometimes even pain. When we say Manila or Luzon, we speak not just of locations, but of stories. Place names can unite people or divide them. They can assert ownership, honor heroes, or recall past struggles. In many cases, the naming of a place is a quiet act of power. To name something is to claim it, to shape how others see it, and to anchor it in the imagination of a people. Consider how cities, mountains, and seas are named. Sometimes it is the result of centuries of tradition. Other times, a government makes a decision, sending ripples across borders and into history books. The act of naming is both simple and profound. The story of the West Philippine Sea is a perfect example. It shows how a name can become a symbol of sovereignty and hope. It reminds us that behind every name is a story worth telling. Before 2012, most of the world called the waters west of the Philippines the South China Sea. This name appeared in school books, newspapers, and weather reports. But to Filipinos, these waters were more than just a place on a map. They were home, livelihood, and heritage. As tensions grew over territorial rights, the Philippine government began to talk about renaming its part of the sea. The idea was simple, to claim what was rightfully theirs, not just through law, but in the minds of their people. The phrase West Philippine Sea started to appear in speeches and official documents. Discussions were held at the highest levels of government. Historians, legal experts, and diplomats weighed in. The move was not just about naming, but about asserting rights over natural resources, fisheries, and maritime boundaries. For many, the birth of the West Philippine Sea was a turning point. It signaled a new assertiveness, a quiet but firm declaration that these waters mattered, not just in law, but in the Filipino heart. The turning point came on September 5, 2012. Then President Benigno Aquino III signed Administrative Order No. 29. The order declared that the waters to the west of the Philippines would officially be called the West Philippine Sea. It instructed all government agencies to use this name in all maps, documents, and communications. This was more than a symbolic gesture. The order laid out exactly which parts of the sea were covered: the Luzon Sea, the waters around the Calayan Island Group, and the area around Scarborough Shoal. It made clear that the naming was rooted in the country's rights under international law, especially the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, or UNCLOS. The announcement was met with applause at home and cautious interest abroad. For the Philippines, it was a way to rally the nation and draw a line on the map. For neighbors and rivals, it was a reminder that names matter in global politics. The 2012 order changed not only the country's maps, but its mindset. It became a new way for Filipinos to talk about their place in the world. After the order, change happened quickly. Government agencies updated their maps. School textbooks began to show the West Philippine Sea. News anchors and weather forecasters started using the new name. Suddenly, a generation of Filipinos was growing up with a different map of their country. The National Mapping and Resource Information Authority, or NAMRIA, led the way. They produced detailed maps marking the boundaries of the West Philippine Sea. These maps were not just for display. They were tools for defense, diplomacy, and education. The change was not just technical, it was emotional. For many, seeing the words West Philippine Sea on a map was a source of pride and reassurance. It reminded them that the country's leaders were standing up for their rights. Over time, the name became part of the national conversation. It appeared in songs, poems, and social media. The sea was no longer just a distant horizon. It was part of what it meant to be Filipino. The Philippines' claim to the West Philippine Sea is not just about names. It is anchored in law. Under UNCLOS, countries have an exclusive economic zone, or EEZ, that stretches 200 nautical miles from their shores. Within this zone, they have the right to fish, drill, and explore. In 2016, the Permanent Court of Arbitration in The Hague delivered a historic ruling. The tribunal said China's 9-dash line had no legal basis. It recognized the Philippines' rights in much of the disputed waters. The decision was a major victory for Philippine sovereignty. Philippine laws, such as Republic Act No. 9522, also define the country's maritime zones. These laws use the name West Philippine Sea, giving it official status in both national and international contexts. This legal foundation adds weight to the name. It is not just a patriotic slogan. It is recognized in courtrooms and by international bodies. The law, the map, and the people all say the same thing. The West Philippine Sea exists. Around the world, many still use the name South China Sea. Old habits die hard, and international maps can be slow to change. But for the Philippines, the difference is more than just words. It is a matter of sovereignty, security, and honor. Other countries have their own names for the sea. In Vietnam, it is called the East Sea. Each name reflects a different perspective, a different claim, and a different relationship to the water. This diversity of names reveals the complexity of the region's history and politics. Some argue that using West Philippine Sea is confusing. Others say it is essential for asserting national rights. The truth is, names shape how we see the world, and how the world sees us. The debate over what to call the sea is a reminder that geography is never neutral. Every name is a choice, and every choice has consequences. The naming of the West Philippine Sea did not end disputes. Instead, it fed into a larger debate over territory, resources, and power. China continues to reject the name and asserts sweeping claims. Other countries watch closely, knowing that what happens here could set a precedent for other conflicts. The debate is not just legal, it is also about history, culture, and national pride. In the Philippines, the name has become a rallying cry. In China, it is seen as a challenge. International organizations, meanwhile, try to balance respect for national claims with the need for peaceful dialogue. The story is still being written. Each year, new incidents occur. Fishing boats seized, Coast Guard ships shadowed, protests held. The world's eyes are on these waters, waiting to see what will happen next. Despite the challenges, the name West Philippine Sea endures. It is both a point of contention and a source of unity for Filipinos. So, does the West Philippine Sea exist? The answer is clear: yes, by law, by map, and by the spirit of the people. The name is written in government orders, drawn on official charts, and spoken in every corner of the Philippines. Names are powerful. They shape our identity, guide our dreams, and mark our place in the world. The story of the West Philippine Sea shows that a name is more than just a word. It is a declaration of who we are and what we value. As readers, we are invited to look at our own maps and ask, what stories do these names tell? Who chose them, and why? The West Philippine Sea is a living proof that places and names matter. Let us stay curious, always asking questions and seeking the stories behind every name. In doing so, we honor the past, defend the present, and shape the future.